You're listening to Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
This week, it's Shona Thorne from Thorne Travel.
Welcome back to Ayrshire Insights with me, Elliot Boyce, and as promised, we have a brilliant guest on today's show for this week's Local Legend Spotlight. This woman is the founder of a multi-award-winning independent travel agency, Thorne Travel, which has been providing the people of Ayrshire and beyond with holidays that have everlasting memories. I am delighted to welcome Shona Thorne from Thorne Travel. Shona, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
No problem at all, it's lovely to meet you.
So before we find out about how it all started, we want to know what your travel favourites are. So, city break or beach holiday?
Definitely beach bum.
Bus tour or cruise?
Cruise.
And tapas or teppanyaki?
Tapas.
Brilliant. So we've found out about our holiday favourites, but we're going to find out a lot about Shona Thorne very soon.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.
So Shona, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Cowanning in sunny Ayrshire.
And what was your first job?
I was a childminder.
Now, going from a childminder into travel, what was the journey in that?
Oh, I had a variety of different jobs. So I worked for a number of different people and discovered that I like talking to people, I like planning things, and most of all, I love travelling. So eventually, through all of that, I decided that, I should be self-employed and do travel.
Fantastic. Now, throughout your life and starting from childminding as your first job, in self-employment, I'm guessing?
Self-employed as a childminder, yes.
And from there, I take it you went and worked with people, or have you always been self-employed throughout your life?
No, I went and worked for people and realised that I'm quite a little bit of a, maverick on my own. I like to be my own boss. So every job that I've been in, I've tried to aim for the top so that I don't have too many people to answer to, and realised the best way to do that was work for yourself.
Brilliant. And so going through that journey, what sparked the idea for Thorne Travel?
I love travel, and it's something I've done since a child. Wanted to go everywhere, and I thought that's the best thing for us to do. And it was at a time when package holidays were the big thing, and I like to do my own thing. I go back to I like to do different things. So I wanted to be able to be in a position where we could make packages for people.
And so it's now going from, in 2009 when you first opened, to now a significant growth in that, starting from, was it just yourself to start with?
It was myself and two part-timers that started off with a small shop in Cowanning, and now we're at 22 with 3 shops.
Fantastic. Now, Shona, we're going to talk about the big wins and the big lessons and find out all about Thorne Travel just after this.
You're listening to Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
This week, it's Shona Thorne from Thorne Travel.
Now, let's talk about the business journey. So, Shona, you started off with yourself, 2 part-timers, to now such a vast amount of staff and various shops. Now, your first shop, where was that?
That was in Cowanning Main Street. It was a small shop across from where we are currently.
All right, so you've moved from the original shop into, I'm presuming, a bigger one?
Yes, into a lot bigger shop. So it's about 10 times the size of what we had before. And it's a great place to be because we have different sections within it, which means it's now our head office, and it allows us to do admin, marketing, as well as travel from that shop.
So your main hub in Cowanning. Now, throughout your journey in business, I'm sure there's been a lot of difficult days and a lot of happy days and kind of big things that's happened. It's been your big win. So what was your first ever big win in business?
Okay, my goodness. Biggest win's probably been my team. They have grown so dramatically over the years. And I think that's shown with the amount of awards that we've won, which is huge for a small town in Cowanning. So I think that's probably been my biggest win so far this year and throughout my career with the business.
Probably some difficult days. Travel, you really are reliant on a lot of factors in order to make people's experience. You can do everything right your side, and I'm pretty sure that naturally with airlines, holiday destinations, hotels and things that are probably out with your control, there's been some difficult conversations and some difficult days. What would you say your kind of hardest day's been?
Hardest day, I can remember that so well. Back in the day when the ash cloud hit, for many people that wasn't a huge thing, but for me, 6 months into opening the business, that was huge. We just had an airline failure, and then we had ash cloud, and then I had to go into full solutions mode to find out what we could do, where could we get customers from, how do we get them home, what hotels could we put them into, etc. So yeah, a very, very challenging day, but what I would say, it was also probably one of the biggest and best days as well on the back of that. it taught us that we had to be solution finders, and that is exactly what we are. We find solutions every day. The world throws so many things at us these days, so every day you come in, or even through the night, you get that text and you have to find the solution. So it's been my hardest day, but also for us as a business, the biggest growth that we've had as well.
You must have had some difficult decisions to make throughout your time in business. What would you say your kind of most difficult decisions have been?
I think sometimes when you have decisions every day, and sometimes they're difficult decisions every single day, it's very hard to prioritise just the business. Sometimes your heart can overrule your business. For instance, if you've got somebody that's very poorly out in a country with no insurance, your heart says you need to get them back, even if that costs you. But your business decision says, well, actually, no, you can't fund that. And I think that's some of the biggest decisions that we have to make and we have to do that on a one-by-one basis, because it's very, very important for us to make sure we get our customers back home. And sometimes we make that decision to get them back home and we'll work it out later on when we get them back.
Amazing, and I think that's where, and I know even from family who've used you regularly, my auntie is a very big advocate of Thorne Travel and working with you. Those type of decisions and that kind of friendly face where when you're picking up the phone, you're speaking to that person in Kilwinning or in one of the branches and you've got that it gives that connection. Now, moving slightly away from the business side, I want to talk a little bit about travel, because I think it's interesting for the listeners who, I think in the world that we're in just now with the internet apps and everything, people are able to go to and with a click of the button can book things. What would you say the benefits for somebody to go to a travel agent is and go into that kind of front store experience compared to going online and looking at kind of online retailers, so to speak, that can provide you with holidays with a click of a button?
I think it is. You have customers who have massive amount of choices just now, and that's probably a downside for a lot of people because you've got so much choice out there. But you also have to remember with Google, with all the other apps and everything that's on there, they know lots about you, so they will send you things and offer you products that they believe are best for you, not necessarily all the products that are out there. We have up to 600 suppliers. So when somebody comes into us or emails us or Facebooks us, whatever way they contact us, we can then find out about the person first. So once we find out about you and what you want, we then offer you the solutions that are right for you, as opposed to whatever's right for the best person that's paying the most amount of advertising on Google.
A great point, and something that I think with cookies and everything you see online, I mean, you're by clicking a button, you're constantly getting holiday deals. I've got no doubt after this interview today, my phones will be picking up on what we are saying, and when I'm going on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it may be, scrolling through social media, I'll be ending up getting some sort of travel deals sent to me. Now, I think it's very interesting to show, how do you feel that you've adapted your business with the online presence, as people become more aligned to going on and Googling this or having a look online at various search engines? Have you got that option online, or is it very much you can put inquiries in and then you'll get a call?
You can do both. We do most of it by you having to call in, or you can Facebook messages, WhatsApp us. So we are able to speak to customers in a variety of different ways. And we have, out of hours numbers, so it's not like we're only open 9 to 5. You can contact us 24/7 almost, and you will get a response back. So we have adapted completely with the internet. We're the same price as the internet, and we do all the other things that people don't think about. Making sure your passport's okay. How many times have I said that? Somebody arrives and their passport is out of date. That's my biggest thing all summer. So it's very, very easy for us to offer customers a great service, but the same price as online, but actually maybe something a bit different you've never thought about.
The personal touch, the advice, and somebody at the end of a phone.
Yes, always.
Now, moving back to the business side, it's obviously been a bit of a journey to you. So you started off in Kilwinning. You've moved to a bigger premise in Kilwinning, which is now as your head office. Where else can people find Thorne Travel?
So they can find Thorne Travel obviously on all of our socials. But from a shop point of view, they'll find us in Prestwick and in Largs. And we've just now launched home workers. So we have people who are working from all over the world. So you can pick up the phone, you can message, you can contact us at any time.
Fantastic, and certainly looking at the digital revolution and continuing to go in that way to give people that instant contact whenever they need it, because people have become so used to that with what's available online. Now, proudest moment throughout your career?
I think when we won Scotland and UK's #1 travel agency the first time, and that sounds really blasé, the first time, because we have won it a few times now. But I think the first time we ever won it was, wow, this is just amazing that my team have done this. It couldn't have been any more prouder than what it was that day.
And from a place in Ayrshire, starting in sunny Kilwinning, you've now got the two other Premiers, and having that online, what an amazing achievement. And to not only have won it once, but a few times.
Yeah, I think it is. And I think that's really, really testament to the amount of product knowledge that my team have and the amount of customer service and care that they take.
So people listening may be in business, may work for businesses, but I think as a business owner, it's something that you will face more than ever. Your biggest challenge in running a business, what would you say that is?
Finding the right people. I think that is the biggest challenge, and I think MD who can get a hold of somebody and keep them, which is what we tend to do, is great.
Retention
Is massive. But for us, it's finding that new person, that person with the spark that comes in, that has the passion, because travel is all about passion. If you're not passionate about travel, then there is no point coming into this business.
So in terms of finding the right people, how do you kind of overcome the challenge? Have you got quite a robust interview process? What do you go through in order to try and talent search? How do you find somebody? Is it based in face value? What route do you go in to bring somebody into the business?
We have a variety of different ways. We've taken on youngsters. If I look at Christiane, for instance, she came to me as an apprentice and now she's a director. So she's worked her way right the way up. So I'm happy to start off with someone like that. Or I've got someone who's started who is 64 and has started who has been in travel but never worked face-to-face with customers or sold, and is now quite happily in a shop. So we do have a variety of different ways that we encourage people. But my first and foremost is I am not interested in what's on your CV. What I'm interested in is the person. And if the person comes to me, whatever means and makes an impression on us, then we'll give it a go.
Great story, Shona. Now, we've heard about the listeners' tenner bargain of the week, but up next, Shona, I'm looking for you to let me know your bargain of the week, plus finding out what drives Shona Thorne to give back locally just after this.
You're listening to Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
This week, it's Shona Thorne from Thorne Travel.
Now, it's time to talk community, charity and Ayrshire pride, but before we do that, I want to find out what your bargain of the week is. The listeners have been in touch, letting us know, but they've managed to get for a less than a tenner. But after speaking to you, I think there's only one thing you're going to talk about, and it's holidays. So what's your bargain holiday of the week?
My bargain holiday of the week is Greece. Really, really cheap this time. It's great for the summer, so yeah, it's perfect. Wintertime, Dominican Republic.
There we go. So if you're in the summer, go to Greece, and in the winter time, Dominican Republic. So, Shona, back to you. Why support local causes like now Ayrshire Radio?
Because it is all about your local people. If you don't support your local people, they're not going to support you. We live here, so why would we not support each other?
Which leads on to the next question. What does that local feeling mean to you?
I think that local feeling feels to me is somewhere you belong. Somewhere that you feel comfortable in, somewhere you want to talk to your neighbours, somewhere you want to go out for a walk. That means that you feel happy in where you are. And if you've got people around about you who are not quite as fortunate as what you've been, then I think it's your right to go and speak to these people and see how you can help.
Amazing. And how has your business made an impact locally?
I think obviously employment. We employ locally, so that's great for the local community. But also we've got our own local charity, All About the Magic, which helps families to have experiences that they might not be able to have through no fault of their own.
Tell us a little bit more about that charity then. So is it based out of Thorne Travel, a charity arm of that? What's been our biggest achievement within that charity?
I think for us the biggest ones were pre-COVID. We had a massive big events like the Harry, I'll rephrase that, the Wizarding event that we had at Eglinton. Which was massive. And we invite a lot of children along to that who would not normally get there. And that's paid for out of the money that has been made through the event that people have purchased. Seeing those faces for the kids who would never ever be able to get anywhere close to like anything, that resembles a 9 3/4 platform to snakes, to having, wizards running about making all sorts of things and catching all sorts of golden things flying through the air. absolutely amazing. Makes my heart sing every time I do it. To little kids running about fairy schools outside the Seamill Hydro, for instance. Brilliant days. Loved it.
So that was before COVID. What's the charity doing now?
So charities had a wee bit of a backseat. During COVID, we focused on food hampers, etc., because this is what we had to do to make sure that people were enjoying the best that they could possibly do. Having a revamp, and we're looking forward to announcing that very shortly as to what that looks like. But there are more events coming your way.
Amazing, Shona. So we're going to finish strong with a fun round and find out what's next for Thorne Travel's founder, Shona, just after this.
Tune in live every Sunday from 10 a.m. for Ayrshire Insights with Elliot Boyce.
Only on Now Ayrshire Radio.
If you've just tuned in, I'm with Shona Thorne from Thorne Travel, and it's now time for 5 fast ones. So Shona, I don't want you to think about it, just shout out the first answer that comes into your head. Are you ready to play 5 fast ones?
Yes, I think so.
Right, let's go. Your favourite takeaway?
Tie.
Songs that always lift your mood?
Fast upbeat. Calvin Harris.
Best thing about Ayrshire?
Outside space.
Weirdest moment at work?
Somersaults through the shop.
Favourite holiday destination?
Jamaica.
Thanks for playing 5 fast ones. We'll be asking our guests every week to get involved. So, Shona, before we finish up, what's next for you and your business?
Well, we've just launched now our new thing, which is home working, so that people can join us who maybe don't want to be based in an office. So that's really exciting for us. So that's a big move for us. And we are looking at a bigger online presence.
Amazing. Now, what's one thing you hope for Ayrshire's future?
I hope that people actually start to realise how lucky we are where we live, and that we start to embrace that more and take more pride in where we are.
And your final shout outs for today. So who has made an impact that you want to say a big hello to?
Biggest impact, my team. I absolutely love my team. We are called the Thorne Travel team, and my husband.
Now, a massive thank you for coming on the show today. Shona, a massive thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much. Good to meet you.
This is the Ayrshire Insights podcast.
Never miss an episode. Hit subscribe now.